All right, here we go. My goodness. Johnny on the track, back here with another video. What a day. My goodness. I am sick, but that's not going to stop things. Then I just tried to record, didn't save. So that sucked too. But like I said, that is also not going to stop things. I just am ready to give out some bets, doing things a little different this week. I'm more gonna do this just giving out drivers' names that I really like this weekend. I think then from there we can kind of formulate, or I should say, you could formulate kind of what bet you think might work best for said driver. Maybe it's a win, maybe it's a top five, maybe it's a top 10. But I'm just going to give you that list of drivers I am looking at this weekend. Should be, I hope, some new viewers watching the show this week. Chicago, this is a brand new event. It's it really is an event. I wouldn't call this a race. I would call this an event. First, race second. It's gonna be a tough race. Tight corners, 90-degree turns, not a lot of action. On the sim, should be hot, should be slick. Tires might play an issue, not a lot of grip. So a lot of things to think about here. But with that being said, I do think it's going to be really fun to watch. I hope it doesn't turn into one of those wreck fests at the end, but I'm kind of predicting that it might. I feel like we're going to have a lot of yellows. I think from what I've seen, in the community, it seems like a lot of people think there's going to be a lot of yellows. So that kind of is going to go into some of the drivers I'm targeting this weekend. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Don't want to waste anybody's time. So, all right, first guy I am looking at this weekend is Joey Logano. Joey Logano is a guy that, first time events, really big events. You look at the Clash, you look at NASCAR's return to Gateway. Joey Logano just takes advantage of the moment. Bristol Dirt being another, big event. His style fits so well for these kind of things. He's aggressive. He adapts quickly. He kind of knows the situation and what a win at, certain events like this really would mean. So I really like Joey here. You can get him around plus 3,000 for a win. A little bit of a long shot, definitely. And I might go through a couple other long shots before I kind of go through those heavy hitters, I'll call them. But Logano plus 3,000, I think that's a really, really good bet. Like I said, a lot of people are high on Joey this week. And I think rightfully so. I think Joey knows what this moment means, and I think he knows what it would mean if he were to win this thing. First street course in a very long time. I don't even know if they've ever done a street course in NASCAR. I don't know. I'd have to fact check that. But anyway, Joey Logano to win. I like that. Bet number two, another long shot, Alex Bowman. I think this is another guy. I think if you expect chaos, you expect carnage, this guy just seems to find his way, swooping in to steal the show and steal a victory, whether it be, a bump and run to win against Denny Hamlin, or an overtime restart to win at Las Vegas. And then when Larson blew his tire at, I think that was Pocono, who was there? Alex Bowman to swoop in and win. I don't know. I feel like just he's a safe bet if you're expecting a lot of chaos and carnage. Hendrick obviously is going to bring fast race cars. And I think in that sense, Bowman can find his way up front. He's a pretty underrated road course racer. Has some good solid finishes at COTA, a second place and a third place. So again, a guy that I feel like doesn't get enough credit for his skills. He's gotten better in his Cup Series career on these kind of road courses. So he's an interesting guy to watch. And also, the last time we were at Chicago, Chicagoland, Alex Bowman won that race. He dominated that race. So maybe there's something there. Maybe Bowman just likes this place. You know, he likes this state. So who knows? But I think Alex Bowman is a guy that you might want to target. And then another sort of long shot is a guy like Ty Gibbs, rookie. Um, I forget if it was Jeff Burton or Steve Letarte, but I'm kind of blanking on who it was. But somebody in the broadcast on NBC last weekend believed that Ty was going to get a win this season. And I think a track like this is a perfect place for Ty to get a win. In my opinion, when rookies win, it's not from them leading 25, 30, 40 laps. It's an overtime restart. It's a lot of chaos. Maybe it's a strategy call that gets them out late and helps them win a race. And I think, like I said, if all hell were to break loose, I think Ty Gibbs is a guy that could steal the show. Let's not forget, Toyota has won both road course races so far this season, and Ty Gibbs had a pretty fast car at Sonoma and scored a top 10 at Coda. So Ty Gibbs, I feel like, is going to have a good car. If he can kind of stay out of the craziness at the end, who knows? Maybe he'll have a shot. I think too, on top of that, as I look at these long shots, I think you might want to target going for the long shot top tens. Because the last time we had some real chaos at a road course to end, um, Harrison Burton, Austin Cindric, and Todd Gillen all finished in the top five for some huge paydays. So again, do I expect something like that? I don't know. But maybe there is some chaos at the end, and a guy like maybe Noah Gragson could score a top 10. Maybe it is Harrison Burton could score a top 10. So I think, you know, in that sense, look for those, those large top 10s. I think practice, I think qualifying is going to tell a really good story, as you know. But for the people that might be viewing for the first time, all my bets post practice, post qualifying, Johnny on the track on Action Network at JOTT_podcast on Twitter for those bets. So if I place anything like that, that's where you can find that stuff. Now let's go to our heavy hitters. So number one, I think, is AJ Allmendinger. He's almost kind of called this race. Like he really has. You saw Parker Kligerman, if you watched the NBC broadcast last weekend's race, Kligerman said he wants to jump in that fountain if he wins, and he said AJ Allmendinger wants to do the same. So I feel like at the beginning of the season, everybody circled AJ Allmendinger to win some sort of a road course race. A lot of people circled AJ to win this thing, this street course race. He has experience racing on street courses this far, or I should say, in his career. Second fastest this year overall on road courses. So, he's brought fast cars. I think his experience, I think the team is going to help him. No excuses, AJ. No excuses to me. You should be running top five, top three all race. And in my opinion, you should get it done this weekend. This is your race, really, to lose. So AJ Allmendinger, I like that bet. I'm gonna go then with Kyle Busch. I think when this team limits and doesn't make mistakes, they're a top three team on any sort of track, whether that be a mile and a half, whether it be a short track, whether it be, in this case, a road course. He was good at Sonoma. He was good. He was pretty good at Coda. Kyle Busch, if he's not speeding on pit road, if they're not losing a tire or getting in any of the chaos that might ensue, Kyle Busch is going to be up there to win this thing. I can promise you that. Randall Burnett and Kyle Busch are on another level. That duo has clicked. And like I said, no mistakes. This is a top three team. So I think he can be there when it counts at the end. And then two more names real quick. I'm going to throw them in the same category. Mike McDowell, Chris Buescher. Buescher, the second fastest car at Sonoma. McDowell, the third fastest car at Sonoma. Both guys, I think McDowell is third in total speed this year at road courses. Buescher is right around ninth. The results speak for themselves for these guys on road courses in the next gen car. They really do. You have to respect what these guys do on these road courses. You look at a guy like Buescher. I think he's riding 5 or 6 straight top tens at road courses. And then McDowell, I honestly, if McDowell doesn't have that issue on pit road at Sonoma, he might have been in victory lane. Yes, Truex had a great car, But if McDowell was able to get out front on that restart, I don't know if Truex would have been able to pass him. So there was a lot there. And like I said, we have seen enough evidence and data on road courses to show that these two guys are elite, top tier road course racers in the next gen car. If you're going to do it, I like the top five. If you want to go for the win, again, I mean, this is a wild card. This is the wild card that a lot of people circled besides a lot of these super speedways. And a wild card could mean a McDowell win. It could mean a Busher win, but I like top fives, maybe top four for both of these guys. Right around, I think both of them right around like plus three. No, maybe a little less than that, like 2,000 plus 2,500 to win that, give or take. So again, maybe you wait post practice, post qualifying, and post on uh, lock in McDowell and Busher, or if you're feeling pretty confident, do it now while the number is around that plus 2,000 range. But those are the names. So Logano, Bowman, Gibbs for kind of those long shots, as well as some of those big top 10 paydays. And then you've got AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, Mike McDowell, and Chris Busher. Again, keep in mind, Toyota has won both the road courses so far. So Reddick, Truex, Reddick won Coda, Truex won Sonoma. Um, maybe I'm totally wrong on this. Maybe I see practice, maybe I see qualifying, and I say, okay, it looks like a Toyota is going to win. If that's the case, then there you go. Johnny on the Track, Action Network. That's where you can find that stuff. Maybe it's Elliott. Maybe I change my mind and maybe I want to go Elliott or a Hendrick car like Larson. It's going to be tough. But I do think the names that I threw out, I'm pretty confident that if the race goes the way I expect it to go, I can count on these guys to be up there when it counts at the end. So again, thank you guys for listening. I apologize. I don't sound great. Like I said, I'm sick. But the bets, I'm not stopping for a little sick. That ain't happening. We're gonna win this weekend. Definitely like this video. I appreciate it. It helps the channel. Want to know what you guys think? Leave that stuff in the comments below. And if you're a first-time viewer, subscribe for more content. One last time, Johnny on the Track on Action Network at JOTT_podcast on Twitter for all my bets. Race day. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And let's have a great weekend.